Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much, Tamara. Hello, everyone. My name is Mohammed Al-Qurishi, and I work as a team lead for natural language processing in the research sector of Ilm company here in Saudi Arabia. I am really happy to be among you today and to present my work. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
The blue one, huh?
The blue, yes.
Yeah, thank you. As you can see from the title here, it is like a survey of the most important work in the long document classification. Actually, in the practical life, especially in the industry, we can find a huge amount of documents in different domain that has heavy, content, such as if you go to the legal domain or in the medical domain, you will find such reports that have more than, for example, 100 pages, and also has difficult content to be analyzed or to be categorized. In my presentation or in this paper, I will go through the what and why we need long document classification, and what is the techniques so far using deep learning that in the recent work, and we have some elements to compare those methods or techniques, and I will go also through the data set and reported accuracy. Then I will explain some future direction and the conclusion. Actually, the process of classification in general, it is like assigning categories or classes to documents in order to make this process easier to manage these documents, and to search through them, or to search for matching documents, to filter and to analyze these documents. As I said before, a large portion of textual content in the form of linked document is really in the real world and real use cases. And I will give you one simple example from the academia. If you go through archives, you will see a huge amount of paper, scientific paper, that has a lot of different hierarchical classification that benefit a lot of scholars and scientists. In some domains, such as legal or medical, linked document are standard, and we categorize those methods that works in the long document classification in two categories. The first one is the transformer based, and the second one is the hybrid. In the transformer based, the famous algorithms and the models like Robert and Roberta, Longformer now, and some works just modified a little bit in the standard transformer. I can see this from the research work that we reviewed. There are three main categories here. One, the researcher reported like their methodology. They say some of them they use chunk selection, and some of them they use document truncation, and some of them they use case sentences selection. All the three categories differ from each other. For example, the first one, they just check the whole document and select a chunk from the beginning or from the middle or from the end. And the second one, they just depend on the transformer based model to truncate the documents, or they direct this model to truncate the document from the beginning or from the end. Whereas the last one is about selecting the most important sentence in the document, then pass it to the transformer-based model to classify it. The other part of the surveyed research papers were a hybrid, where the researchers tried to use the attention mechanism or the standard transformer to classify the documents, combined with the some normal deep learning methods such as RNN or CNN. Some of them they use sparse attention, and they build hierarchical models for this kind of hybrid methodologies. The problem with BERT and the transformer-based model, the limit of the sequence. That's why they chunking, or they used some hierarchical method, or they stacked a new layers, above the transformer or the attention mechanism. Here are some elements that we tried to investigate and to see the work in different categories, how they differ from each other. As I said before, the transformer based, they just use the normal transformer based models with some enhancements. For example, in the long former, it is like an enhancement for the Ruperta to have a long sequence reach to 4,000 token. And some of them, they use, like what I said before, the chunking or the truncation or the selection of some important sentences. From priority and objectives of the authors, they trying to achieve both of the models of both of the techniques. They are trying to find the high accuracy with balancing the computational cost. So during our review, we found that the techniques fall in under the transformer based. They are less accurate, but they are also less complex in terms of architecture. However, in the hybrid method, they are more accurate, but with the new combination between 2 or 3 deep learning techniques, they are more complex. And in terms of training procedures to improve the accuracy, most of the work in the transformer based, they just fine tune and try to use some fixed length, like sliding window, or like tackling the overlapping between chunks and sentences. In terms of hybrid method, they tried to minimize the complexity, and they tried to use quantization here and knowledge distillation with the hierarchical architecture. In terms of data sets, to make the evaluation, actually here they have different data sets in all of the works, and it seems they use all open source data set, like from the news or from archive or from question answering, that are available as an open source. But there is a lack here for a real data or data that have real long documents, except the works from archive. And I will show here in the reported data sets, where we can see only the first work, almost the average of words is 6,000, whereas the others, and the fourth work, whereas the others is not actually in practical, they are long, and they can use only the transformer based or any other traditional machine learning methods to solve the classification problem. But practically, when we are talking about legal documents that we work actually in Ilm, we have sometimes 100-page in facts or in legal cases, and that needs multiple classification. In terms of accuracy, actually, all of the works that we reviewed, they are using F1 measurement or the accuracy, and since they have multiple data to evaluate, they have different scores for each experiment. So, and in general, it is between almost 50 to 95 or 96. In different methodologies here. In conclusion, I can see a lot of potential research here, potential ideas, especially in terms of, if you can see the computational efficiency remain the central, because when you are dealing with long sequence, you need to be fast and also to have a good memory efficiency. So developing models here to achieve better accuracy is good research area, and also in a specific domain for real world cases, I did not see just few research in terms of medical or legal. In many domains, long document classification is not easy. It is a challenge, and stay like an objective for everybody if he is interested in this area. And hybridization models actually give promising results, but still complex. The idea actually of key sentences selection and the chunks selection is good, and they are so far the best in terms of very long documents. But they lack to the ability of sometimes, capturing the relationship between sentences, especially when you try to segment the sentences and do the chunks. You might lose some information here when you.
Thank you, Muhammad. We are a bit out of time.
Yeah, I finished. I finished.
Okay.